Hey, Michelle, how are you today?
Hi, Aubrey. It is getting warmer. I am excited. Everything is good. Hope you're doing
Yes, I
well.
am. This is the hottest part of the summer, but we are spending a lot of time in the pool. We've gone to the beach, and we are so excited to bring you this Splash into Summer series here at All Ears English. We're sharing a few of our best episodes that are packed with phrases to help you connect in English this summer.
That's right. So today you are going to hear the first episode in this really fun summer series with amazing summertime expressions. All right. Are we ready for the episode,
Yes.
Aubrey? All right. Enjoy.
Hello, Michelle. How you doing? Are you feeling summery?
I am. Oh my gosh. You know how much I complain about the cold, Lindsay. You've pointed it
Oh, I
out
know.
before.
What is actually your favorite season, Michelle? Would you say it's winter, summer, spring, fall?
It's a good question.
It
I
is.
guess I'm gonna have to go with like the month of the month, maybe the month of May. Can
Yeah,
I just choose one month?
yeah, sure. You can change the question.
Okay.
No, May is a really nice month. I really like May and October. I like
Mm.
October too because it's crisp. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
it's like cooling down, but it's
Yeah.
not it's not too cold some days, maybe, and you're
Yes.
like, ooh, a sweater. And then
Yeah.
like by the time, you're past October, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I also like it because it's like cool leather jacket weather. You know what I
Mm,
mean? You can wear your
mm.
leather jacket. You don't have to be in like a, puffy, awful jacket and you're not
Like
in a
a space
t-shirt.
suit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
space suit. Right.
That's
Exactly.
how I always feel. When I was little, a teenager, I had like, it was a puffy silver, one
Oh
of
yeah.
those. And
Oh
I
yeah.
just felt like an astronaut all the time.
That's true. Winter clothing is not, I don't know if it's really that fashionable, but I don't even know fashion to be honest. So maybe we should get
Me
off that
neither.
topic.
Never mind. Yeah. But do you have a favorite season, or are we just going with those 2 months for the two of
Ooh,
us?
maybe the fall. No, I'm gonna say summer because the possibilities are endless in the summer. You can
Mm,
travel abroad, you can stay home, you can do pretty much anything. It's also sometimes lighter work wise. Like we try to
mm.
take it easy in the summer. So I'd say summer is my favorite season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say, okay. Overall, I'll agree
Okay.
with you, but I do get
Okay.
very hot. Anyway,
You do.
I don't like to be too hot and I don't like to be too cold.
Yeah, true, true, true.
But today, well, we are approaching July 4th already.
I know.
And
That's
I know,
crazy.
Lindsay, this is your favorite holiday. I know this about you, right?
Thank you
You
for
love the
remembering.
4th of July. Of course, I know. After 7 years.
You should remember by now. I know. I do love it. I love it. In case you guys haven't heard, I love it because it's so simple. It doesn't require buying any
Yeah.
gifts, doesn't require any
Yeah.
politics of the family, who's going to go where, right? No flights unless you want it to be. You could just go to the beach, have a barbecue, backyard, sandals, hot dogs, hamburgers.
Yeah.
Ideal. Yeah.
You're right about that, because it's not necessarily like some holidays are like family holidays where like
Yes.
it's thought of to be the family and you have to figure it out. And if you have a partner, you have to,
Have that
plan for that.
conversation. Yeah.
Like, where are you going? And that can be tricky. So 4th of July is more like, all right, like we could be with friends, we could be with family. It's less pressure.
Yeah, but you usually have the day off. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
it's a holiday, it's a national holiday if it falls during a week, and so everyone just it's just simple. I like things that are simple, you know.
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you on that. So
Yeah.
soon it is 4th of July and we are in summer now. So we've been doing, these season series. And it started in the
Yes.
winter, right? It was 1711, ugly sweaters and stocking stuffers. Phrases you
Yes.
only use in winter. And this was because we had done a YouTube series. We
Right.
realized that to call someone a Scrooge, like that's not something you really say in the summer, right? So we decided
Right.
to
That
do
would be
this
weird.
series. Yeah, it would just be weird. Like there are certain things that you generally say only in certain seasons, and we realized that. So we went ahead. So that was 1711, and in the spring we did 1763, which was springtime love and English expressions. So today, in honor of July 4th coming up, we are going to do summer.
I love it. And again, I mean, yeah, these words that we're going to show you today, guys, yeah, you probably shouldn't say them in the winter. So we're going to say that it's because the words we choose come from a mindset that we have,
Yeah.
right? And that mindset is usually based on the seasons. So that's why this is perfect.
Exactly. So some of these are kind of funny. I realize the summer ones are kind of silly.
Especially this first one. I like this.
I know. Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it. So the first one, guys, is beach bod. Now, I feel like I remember using the word bod more when I was like a teenager, like commenting on guys, like cute guys, models, you know what I mean, in magazines.
Well, what is bod short for?
Bod is short for body. So if you have a beach bod, it means you have a body for the beach, right? Maybe if you're a guy, you have a 6-pack, right? We say a 6-pack, which means what, Michelle? Bonus for today.
It's that abs. It's a 6-pack abs.
Exactly. But actually, I guess people do start talking about this beach bod. I need to get my beach bod ready before people start wearing. Yeah. Even in the office with your colleagues, you might, don't bring it up. Wait until you hear it. But some of your colleagues closer to you might say, oh, I don't have a beach bod yet. So I wanted to go to that party I got invited to, but I can't, things like that. Right.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I wonder if this is going to get phased out because as we focus more on like things like body positivity,
it might. Yeah. Good point.
Like, just kind of being, not so critical of, how people's bodies look. I wonder if like saying things like beach bod is going to start to sound kind of like old fashioned.
I already think it's starting to sound a little 90s, I would say. Yeah. But it is important to know. So body is shortened sometimes to bod. So that's kind of fun. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. My phone is always ringing these days. It's crazy. All right. All right. What's the next popular one? No. I think it's spam calls, actually. I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's a problem. We have that too.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question. Do you want to feel more confident when you speak English? If so, we made a free guide for you. It'll help you avoid those common mistakes and start speaking more naturally in real conversations. Go grab it in the description below. And if this is helpful for you, make sure that you like and subscribe. We're here 5 times a week to help you connect in English.
Okay.
Anyway, the next one is beach bum.
Yeah. So what would that be? Who's a beach bum?
I think a beach bum is like somebody who really likes to spend a lot of time at the beach, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So would you say you're a beach bum? Like, do you spend a lot of time at the beach?
No, I am well, first of all, I don't live I live in a landlocked state, first of all.
Right. That's true. What does that mean? What does that mean? Landlocked.
Yeah. That's a great expression. A state or country, right? Yeah. That does not have access to the water.
Yep.
So we think about different countries, like Bolivia comes to mind, is landlocked. It's right in the middle. There's no ocean line, right? Colorado's landlocked. And even if I were living in Mass or California, no, I wouldn't be a beach bum. What about you, Michelle? Are you? No. No. Okay.
I think we've talked about this before, so I knew your answer. It's funny. I ask you a lot of questions,
and
I often know your answer.
I'm surprised you one of these days.
But we've been talking so many years. We know a lot.
True. True. Yeah.
So beach bum. Yeah. No, I am not a beach bum. I prefer like walking on the boardwalk. I like to be on the boardwalk. That's fun. Going to places like the Jersey Shore. That can be a good time. But I'm not like, when I think of beach bum, I think of somebody like feet in the sand all day long.
Yes.
You know, and I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's true. You walk past people on the beach and they've got these dark tans and they've just been there all day. And you think, oh, it looks painful. If I do that, I need to be under an umbrella. You know, I just don't want to have my skin that exposed to the sun. I just feel like I'm going to regret it someday if I do.
Yeah, exactly. So the next thing is work on my tan. So Lindsay, are you someone who tries to get a good tan?
Michelle, I used to be. I would say that I used to be. And I even made the mistake. This is going to date me. And this is a little embarrassing. I even made the mistake a few times of going tanning when I was in high school.
Like to a salon.
A tanning bed. Yeah. It was before we knew how bad it was, but maybe I still had a hunch that it was very weird. It was like 97, 98. And my friend Emma she convinced me to go. You know, her mom was going all the time and we got the goggles. We went a few times, but you stand there and you just like look up at or you just like let the lights come on your skin. Have you ever been tanning?
I've never been to like a tanning bed, but I have been spray tanning.
Oh,
I've
geez.
been
Okay.
to a spray tan. So that's not much better, Lindsay.
Isn't there a funny episode of Friends?
Yes.
Is it Friends? Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I was hoping you might say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That is the only episode of Friends my mom has ever laughed at.
Laughed at? Does your mom not have a sense of humor?
No, my mom has an amazing sense of like
okay, it's not funny enough for her.
Yeah, she just like doesn't find it funny. And as a kid, I mean, if she saw this, she would laugh. Like as a kid, I would get so excited about Friends, and I would be looking for the episode that will finally like get my mom to be a fan. And we would just watch it, and I would be like laughing, and I would always look over at her to see if she was laughing, and she'd just be like,
Interesting. Okay. So
but
there's a high bar.
Episode,
okay.
She has a high bar. Yes. That episode got her. And to this day, like even just a couple weeks ago, we were talking about it. So
yeah. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, is it Ross or is it Chandler? It's Ross, right? He goes to get a spray tan and he just stands in the same place for too long. He gets confused about the instructions and he ends up getting like a super heavy tan.
Really, really dark.
Yeah. That makes me never want to get a spray tan. That's for sure.
Yeah. Scary. It's not, I don't know. I realize, cause in high school and everything, people would want to work on their tan and this and that.
Yeah.
And I would always, I'm rather pale if you didn't notice. And I would always want to be tan. And I don't know. Then I learned to embrace the paleness because I've seen myself with the spray tan and I've seen myself when I get even a little bit of color. It doesn't fit, like you're meant to be
that
who
makes
you're
sense.
meant to be.
Fair enough. And that's one of the gifts of getting older, honestly, is, regardless of the trends.
Well, I didn't need you to point that out, Lindsay.
Yeah. You knew that already, right? You knew that. Yeah. We can start to embrace ourselves. Absolutely. I love that idea. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. It's because I'm old. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, Michelle, come on. Don't worry. I'm always going to be older. So don't worry.
Okay. So the last one we're going to teach is summer fling.
Yes. Okay. So do you think that summer flings are ever a good idea? Well, first of all, what is a summer fling? Michelle?
It's like a quick relationship that usually like it's not very realistic that will continue. Maybe maybe you're traveling or I don't know, I think of a cruise or just like working at a summer camp together or something like that. It's just like a fling. You can use fling for other times of the year, but summer fling, it's like in that song from Greece.
Yes.
Summer fling.
Yes. Yes.
Generally I don't think they work out. But I'm sure there are some. What do you think?
There are some examples of some. I think it's fun. I think summer has a certain, and we can see it in these words. Summer has a certain lightness to it, a lack of seriousness, right? Yeah. I think in people's minds, like between Memorial Day and Labor Day, that's when you can kind of just goof off and have fun. But as soon as Labor Day comes around, it's like, even in the economy, the stock market, people pull out of their stocks in the summer, right? And then they go back in the fall. And so it's shown everywhere. We just kind of loosen up and relax. Yeah. So summer flings can be fun, but don't necessarily expect it to be something that's going to turn into. Yeah. I also think of like, if you're a lifeguard at a pool, maybe someone else who's lifeguarding, that kind of thing, that kind of summer job fling. Right. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. Lifeguard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So guys, these are expressions that you will most likely talk about either slightly before the summer or during the summer, but you're probably not going to be talking about summer flings unless you're telling a story about the summer when it's snowing.
Probably not. Although, unless you're going back to, let me tell you about my summer fling last summer, right? That kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So should we do a role play?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So we are going to the beach. Oh, geez.
Okay.
All right. I can't wait to get out there and work on my tan.
Yeah, but don't get a sunburn. I'll sit for a bit, but I'm not really much of a beach bum. So I'll probably spend some time playing games on the boardwalk.
Yeah, Tracy's coming too, and she won't stop talking about her summer flings beach bod.
Oh boy, I'll be sure to take a walk for that discussion.
Haha. All right, nice. So typical. We're getting ready to go to the beach. Michelle, do you think that you could ever live in a place like California, more of a beach culture? Could you ever live like in Santa Monica or on the coast? Laguna Beach.
I think think maybe because I think there's still like a lot of nice things there.
There really are.
Yeah, I don't know it so well. I will say that when I do visit beach towns, even like the Jersey Shore, I have this moment where I'm like, should I be living on the beach? Like it's so relaxing. Sometimes I think like if life could feel a little bit simpler or something like that. And then I always start looking up real estate and then
and then things get complicated, right?
Yeah. And then I think like maybe I could do like a month in the summer or something like that. But then I just, I think it's one of those things when you're there, it seems like, oh, wow. But if I were to, I don't know if I could do it year round.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's something about the smell of the salt water, right? In the air, the salt air is really, really healing and relaxing for the body, the hair. It just feels great. But yeah, I'm not sure if I would necessarily want to live full time at the beach, but who knows? Maybe another lifetime, right? Who knows?
Maybe. Anyway, guys, well, let's go through this. So so you said, I can't wait to get out there and work on my tan.
Very common, right? Work on my tan. Again, that right there is a chunk. You're going to hear this from your colleagues on a Friday before a summer weekend, right? Work on my tan. Okay. Really common, guys. And then I'm not really much of a beach bum is what I said, meaning I don't spend an entire day at the beach. I have to do other things. Right.
Exactly. And then I said, you said she won't stop talking about her summer flings beach bod. Right. So this person she has a fling with this person's body. And their 6-pack maybe.
Exactly. And if you guys are on the app, you're going to be able to see this in the transcripts. I could see how this little chunk could be a little confusing because we're combining two of the keywords. So summer flings, that person's beach bod. Okay. So just to be clear, guys, good stuff. Any takeaway for our listeners today? Should they go out and just have a crazy summer?
Have a great summer. Have a great time and enjoy. And these, listen for these expressions and enjoy good weather.
All right. Good stuff. Enjoy it, guys. Happy summer.
Happy summer. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So my favorite expression from this episode is definitely beach bum. So my favorite summertime activity is being a beach bum, hanging out all day on the beach, playing in the waves, building sandcastles with my kids, playing sand volleyball and spike ball.
My favorite sand volleyball and spike ball is all I want to do when I'm on the beach. It's so fun. And
I will say that I am practicing these phrases, but that is actually not true.
Oh, that's so funny. Listeners are like, is that true, Michelle?
Yeah, they're like, sure. We've heard you probably talk about the beach before.
Those were example sentences for Michelle. All of that is true for me. I love sports on the beach, hanging out on the beach. And we hope that you guys are able to be a beach bum this summer and maybe have a summer fling. That was another fun phrase from this episode. But like Michelle said in the role play, don't get a sunburn. Use sunscreen, everyone.
That's right. That's right. Be careful and also be sure to hit follow to get the rest of this Splash into Summer series. All right. See you next time.